play it, and we'll see what it does. I try my hardest not to listen to these fan hot takes before the episodes, so it's my first time reacting to it, just like everyone else.
My name is Noah. I'm from Virginia. My hot take is that I believe that the Cowboys and the Eagles will ultimately fail because Jalen Hurts is not a good QB, and Dak Prescott can't do it when he needs to do it. And I believe that the Commanders will take the NFC East.
Yeah, TK, you got it.
Hey, bruh. That's burnt. That is super burnt.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
worse.
even know what
That
to
is
even
worse
say
than what
about
y'all
that,
think
bro.
I can do.
That might be.
That's
Yeah,
terrible.
that might. Like that. Bro knows that Carson Wentz is the quarterback, right? Like somebody told him, right? Like he knows that, right?
Yes. Stay off the
Like,
weed.
I don't know. Maybe he. Wait, Trey. Listen. Because for a take to be that bad, there has to be a reason. So maybe he stopped watching when RG3 was still in the league and still dominating at the quarterback. Maybe he stopped watching then.
TK, that's a valid point. His team, they had that nasty name change.
PC still has not came back in the room, bro. This man still has not came back.
That's brazen.
PC's the biggest Carson Wentz fan in the world. I don't know why he's upset.
Yeah, I would think. Yeah, PC.
PC is upset because PC is upset because this man really said that the Commanders, the commies, the commie Nas, no, them boys suck, bro. They suck.
PC's back.
That was the worst hot take we've heard. Pretty much.
Now, plot twist, TK. While PC was gone off the camera, he was actually celebrating Carson Wentz being number one in division. He just couldn't control his.
PC would rather
He
see
just couldn't contain his excitement. Gianni, bro, don't let PC fool you. He was over there dancing his butt off, and then he came back here all depressed, acting like he wasn't happy about that hot take.
Oh wow!
The last 5 minutes, I'm gonna just erase from my brain after this episode's done. TK, let's go with you first. What's your hot take?
All right, so I'm gonna go with baseball this week, man. Gianni, this might surprise you that I'm going with baseball this week. Look, man, I know I don't know how Gianni's feeling about us this week, but look, man, believe it or not, I think the Astros are gonna win it all, bro. I honestly think the Astros are gonna win it all, dog. Not only have they kicked our ass basically the entire season that they played us this year, but bro, they just look really, really good right now, bro. And Gianni, I'm mainly saying this towards you because you're the baseball guy. You can tell me if I'm absolutely crazy, if there's a chance Astros win. I just don't know. But man, honestly, I think Astros are winning it all this year, man.
There's two issues with the Astros, really. Their bullpen is a dumpster fire. And the one issue they've been having that is preventing them from running away from with the best record and stuff is that they can't hit with runners in scoring position. And I feel like their bullpen, I don't know what's going on with their bullpen, but it's a dumpster fire, their bullpen. Like, a lot of teams are being able to hit against them and score against them. If their starting pitching is not right, they're probably going to be a first-round exit. I could see that happening.
Gianni, real quick, though, let's not take away the fact that T. Castro, a fellow Yankees fan, also thinks the Yankees are not winning it this year. That just makes me look a whole lot better with my prediction months ago. It's going to come to pass. No. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. You just got to wait and see.
But you want to know something? Though, look at the playoff picture of how it looks. Let's just say the Astros and the Yankees are going to have that 1 week bye week. They're going to have 7 days off. We don't know if that's going to help those teams or hurt those teams.
It's going to hurt.
We're not going to know.
If it's the Yankees, it'll hurt.
Because we don't know who's playing well. Because I think the team that's playing well between the two by that time won't need the rest to be able to play.
I'm calling it now. Garrett Cole will be the reason you guys do not make any noise.
Going NBA, I'll keep it short and simple. The Grizzlies should, in my opinion, should and they will trade for Kevin Durant. And the fact that they said that Desmond Bane is untradeable, are you nuts? What has Desmond Bane done in this league to be untradeable for Kevin Durant? Like Jaren Jackson Jr., that's understandable. Okay, Jaren Jackson Jr. can play. He averaged 16 points a game. He can block shots. He can shoot threes. If you don't want to trade him, that's fine. But Desmond Bane? Really? Like, what has he done to be untradeable for Kevin Durant? The Grizzlies has 5 first-round picks, and I would just love this rivalry with Kevin Durant on the Grizzlies with their rival with the Warriors. Oh, I would love to see that in the postseason. That will be an all-time great postseason. So the Grizzlies better, and they will trade for Kevin Durant. They should make Desmond Bane available because I still don't understand how you're saying Desmond Bane is untradeable. That's so stupid to me. You need to trade him. You need to trade Dylan Brooks. You need to trade that one guy. I forgot his name. And your 5 first-round picks and get Kevin Durant from the Brooklyn Nets. And that will put you over the top.
So, do y'all sense the theme going on here? Yeah, has anyone picked up on it yet? When it comes to Kevin Durant trade rumors, has anyone picked up on it yet? The Philadelphia 76ers are reluctant to trade Tyrese Maxey. The Toronto Raptors are reluctant to trade Scotty Barnes. The Boston Celtics are reluctant to trade pretty much an entire team, but more specifically Marcus Smart. And now it's the Grizzlies who are reluctant to trade Desmond Bane. What do all these players have in common? They're all young players in their teams, on their teams right now. This is the future for these teams.
But
I don't
Desmond,
think, listen, just hear me out. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Because I don't think y'all are grasping this idea of teams want to have young guys for their future. Yes, is it about winning championships now? Yes, especially when it comes to the Sixers and the Celtics and maybe even the Grizzlies because of how far they got this past season. It is about winning championships, yes. But there needs to be an emphasis put on the future of your team. You have to think long term when you talk about guys like Tyrese Maxey, guys like Marcus Smart, guys like Scotty Barnes. These are guys that are going to be key players for their teams for the next 5 to 10 years, possibly. It is very hard to win a championship in the NBA right now. Extremely hard. We don't see, unless your team is a dynasty like the Heat or the Warriors, we do not see teams go back to back. It is very hard now more than ever because there's competitive players and very good players on pretty much every team now to win a ring, to win a championship. Because if you try to go all in this league, it's not going to work out, especially if you fail. All the pressure to succeed and you trade all your assets for a guy like Kevin Durant and you don't make the finals. Could you imagine the backlash from that? I'm not even talking about slander going to get they don't win a championship. I'm talking about what the backlash is going to be, and they're going to think a lot about the young players that they trade for that they could not win a ring with.
I agree. But Desmond Bane, I don't agree with. But you
Desmond
can still.
Bane,
Kevin
Desmond
Durant
Bane's out
isn't
there, but
just anybody, though.
Yeah.
Quick,
I get what you're
PC.
saying, PC. I
It-
get these teams are trying to keep their young talent, but so the Grizzlies, I understand it because like they're a team that like even though they had some success this year, they're still probably not even with Kevin Durant, they're still probably not winning a championship. They're probably not ahead of the Warriors, probably not ahead of the Bucks. But like these other teams that can compete for a championship right now, it's one thing if they're holding on to Zion Williamson. Let's say Zion Williamson, we know is a future superstar. These guys like Desmond Bane and I'm sorry, but Tyrese Maxey, who may or may not be all stars in the future,
Tyrese
that's
Maxey
probably
is an
more in
all-star.
their range.
Maxey is not.
Maybe he might be an all-star in the future, but that's his range that he may or may not be. He's not a Zion Williamson who's a guaranteed future superstar. He hasn't proven to be a guaranteed 25 points per game a night. Tyrese Maxey isn't that level of young prospect. So if you can get arguably the best player in the NBA to pair with your current MVP candidate top 10 player, James Harden, who you can hope can return to form back to an MVP candidate top 10 player. If you can pair them three together to compete for a championship by trading somebody who may or may not be an all-star in the future, I don't see how you don't do that.
And you got him
I
locked.
think you're underrating Maxey. That's my problem right here. You're underrating Maxey, first of all. Like Tyrese Maxey, like you've literally seen him play, Sean. Like he is a
he's
star.
a very nice young prospect.
He is a
He's not a
star.
star. He's definitely not a star right now.
He is
He
a
can become a
star.
star.
He can
I
become
like
a
how
star.
I like how
He can
I
become
raised
a
my
star.
hand.
I think he is going to be an all-star this upcoming season.
But I
Real
don't
quick,
think he'll ever be a
PC.
superstar. Zion
Yeah,
Williamson can be
whatever.
a superstar.
So let's move on now to the next person, Gianni. You hyped up your outtake earlier in this episode. So what's your outtake?
It's about Lamar Jackson. If he leaves the Baltimore Ravens, I think he's gonna go to a team that has a quarterback, a Hall of Fame quarterback, that is 45 years old, is gonna probably retire after this coming off
Ain't
season.
no way you're gonna say the Bills.
And I think Lamar Jackson, if he leaves, he might go to Tampa Bay to play for the Buccaneers to replace Tom Brady. Once he
If the
retires.
Buccaneers can afford him, that would be so scary.
Yeah,
Bro.
I could see them,
Yeah.
getting, the salary cap and everything to be able to afford him. They have to do some deals, but I think I could see Lamar replacing Tom Brady on the Buccaneers next offseason if Lamar doesn't be signed with the Ravens, honestly. So I think it's a spicy take, but it's a lot you have to think about because like Sean said, if they can afford Lamar, they have to probably make some moves for that to happen.
Oh, Lamar to the Bucks. I
Definitely
mean,
making moves for that.
GG's to the league if that happens.
That is
I
in
sure
Florida
as hell
too.
don't want that.
A couple
Um, That would
contract
be very scary.
Yeah.
That would be very, very scary.
You haven't.
Uh,
So as most of you saw, Kayvon Thibodeau unfortunately went down with an injury in the preseason game because Thaddeus Moss made a dirty hit right into his knee, a dirty chop block. He should be suspended, fined, removed from the league. Screw him and screw his father, Randy Moss. They're both bummed. They're both dirty. Me and TK were talking about this in the group chat. First of all, prayers to Kayvon Thibodeau. Hopefully he's back soon. Thankfully, the reports are they avoided worst case scenario. It's not an ACL. It's not an Achilles. It's apparently a sprained MCL. Should be back around week 2, week 3, somewhere in their range. Back to what I was saying, the hot take. Me and TK were talking about this a little bit earlier. When Kayvon Thibodeau gets back and healthy, the New York Giants will have a top 5 to 10 defensive line in the NFL. They have Leonard Williams, who's a top 10 defensive tackle in the NFL, no question. Dexter Lawrence, one of the best run stuffers in the NFL. That he's not an amazing pass rusher, but he excels against the run. Azeez Ojulari, who was 3rd in sacks last year for all rookies. He had 8 sacks in his rookie season. And then Kayvon Thibodeau, who we all know he's a superstar at Oregon. He still needs to put it all on the field. He needs to prove himself. But he was arguably the best player in the draft. We know he has a talent. So with those 4 players starting and healthy, that is a top 5 to 10 defensive line in the NFL.
all right, then that's a valid point because I could see it be, there aren't many defensive lines that's, are as good as the Giants right now. Anyway, I mean, obviously there are
Really,
few
the
improvements,
entire
but
NFC East. The entire NFC East, except for Dallas, Philadelphia, Washington, New York would all be in that top 5 to 10 defensive
yeah,
line ranking.
New England Patriots. I've noticed something at this preseason. There's been a whole bunch of speculation with who's going to be running our offense, play calling. I know they've seen that it's been Joe Judge and Patricia sharing the role each game so far in preseason, and they're said that it's looking like it might continue in the regular season. I highly doubt that. Bill's not that senile. He can't be. What I think, I've noticed that in preseason, yes, I get it's preseason, but starters have been playing, so you get a little taste of what's going to come in the regular season. Matt Patricia, the offense looks better when Matt Patricia is play calling. Like, they move the ball, they've been getting it downfield, they get points here and there. Just got to work on finishing. But it's been much more effective than it has been with Joe Judge. Partly Bailey Zappi's fault, because Bailey Zappi sucks, bro. He's trash. I don't like him. But what I've seen so far from Matt Patricia is it's not impressive, but it's not disappointing at all. And I think that he'll surprise a lot of people this year with the Patriots and how we run our offense. That's really my hot take for this week. That Matt Patricia, he's looking like a decent, can be decent offensive coordinator this year. And that's a hot take. That's all I got to say.
Trey, I am so glad that I no longer have to deal with the Joe Judge experiment, and you do. I hope you enjoy all of the 3rd and 9 QB sneaks and all of the 4th inches punts in the entire world. I really hope you enjoy that.
Well, Sean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have been, before we even had Joe Judge, Bill Belichick was making us punt on like 4th and 1, 4th and 2, 4th and inches. I'm already used to that. But
The optimism is
Joe Judge will
we'll
not
say
have
refreshing.
that they can roll in our offense.
You better hope so. You really better
Yeah.
hope so.
I better hope so. Okay. So for my hot take this week, Jalen Hurts is a great value Lamar Jackson. Now, before y'all attack me, before Tolu spazzes out in the chat, hear my reasoning behind it, because I actually do have reasoning behind it. This hatred for Jalen Hurts when I say that he's a great value Lamar Jackson, I don't understand. Because the similarity, there are a whole lot of similarities between the two than there are differences between the two. Both have a lot of pressure on their shoulders for this upcoming season. Lamar Jackson wants to get paid. I think the only thing that is preventing Lamar Jackson from getting paid at this point is, I guess, him advancing past the divisional round, because he has been past the divisional round, you know? And who knows, if he does not get paid, he can walk. He can be on another team next year. Jalen Hurts, if he does not perform to expectation this year, guess what? Howie Roseman is ready to move on. He's ready to draft a quarterback in the draft this upcoming season. He has the assets for it.
Sure, Jalen Hurts has gone to the playoffs. Sure, I mean he's gone to the playoffs with 8-8 records, and
It was his, mind you, this was Jalen Hurts' first full season as starter. He made the playoffs regardless of the record. He made the playoffs in his first full season as starter. He didn't play. He only played 3 games. Only started 3 games for us, I believe, in his first official season in the league when he took over for Carson Wentz. All right, and in those games, we saw a resurgence in the offense that we had not seen for the entire season. Okay, we beat a Saints team that a lot of people thought that we could not beat. All right, when you speak to Eagle players, when you speak to players on the Eagles, they say Jalen Hurts is their guy. They say that Jalen Hurts is the first guy in and the last guy out every single practice, every single film study. He is constantly improving his game. He is constantly, just impressing the coaches all around the league, in his first. Hell, I'll even mention it in preseason. I say that preseason wins and losses don't matter, but what does matter in preseason is, the performance of the starters. And in his first and only preseason appearance so far, Jalen Hurts went 6 for 6, 73 yards, and a touchdown. All right. And that wasn't with a catch to A.J. Brown or to Devontae Smith. Took a nasty hit out of bounds to set up his team for a touchdown. Okay, so to say that Jalen Hurts, this is why I'm not understanding. And I don't know if it's more disrespectful to Lamar Jackson at this point or more disrespectful to Jalen Hurts to compare the two this way. I hate that I have to compare the two this way because they're both similar in a lot more ways than you're giving them credit for.
DC, real quick. With you guys' offense, right? There's no excuse for Jalen Hurts not to be decent. You guys have weapons. You guys
Yeah.
have a great.
No, I agree. I
the-
agree.
yeah. Let's just put him. Let's put Jalen Hurts on the Baltimore Ravens for a second. Do you think for a second that Jalen Hurts on the Ravens is getting to the playoffs?
Yes.
No, he's
Yes.
not.
No,
Yes.
he's not. He's
He's not.
not.
Yes.
He's
Dude,
not.
No.
With the way the AFC
with
is now,
the team that we had last year,
he's
with
not
the team that we
sniffing.
had last year, I fully
The
expect
NFC
this.
wasn't like
I would
that.
fully expect to make the
The
playoffs.
NFC
Give
wasn't like
Lamar
that.
Jackson, Devontae Smith, and AJ Brown. He's going to the Super Bowl. He's going to
I
the
mean,
Super Bowl.
that's obvious. Jalen Hurts, if you put him on the Ravens now, I think y'all would still make the playoffs. I think
No.
you would.
No.
I can almost like it's the same player. This is where the great value part of my hot take comes in. Okay. While I do not agree that Lamar and Jalen are on the same level, okay, they are in the same stratosphere. They are in the same chart box for tier lists. Okay. And when I compare Lamar as a top tier quarterback, all right, and I have to compare him to other dual threat QBs in the league. Okay. There aren't many that are on Lamar's level, but Jalen Hurts is in that same chart. Okay, he is. Whether you want to admit it or not, he
What?
is.
Real quick,
No,
PC.
no. I'd put
This
Aaron.
year,
Wait, no, wait. I'm sorry. Wait. Trey, wait. Because when you say the same tier, you just said Lamar Jackson and same tier just as running, right? Like as far as mobility is
No,
what you're saying.
as
You're not saying.
quarterbacks.
So you think Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts are in the same tier?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I said
So
that Lamar is on a tier of his own. There aren't many on his tier on the same chart. I compared it to a chart. I put it in a chart. If you had to compare Lamar Jackson in terms of other similar dual threat QBs, all right, Jalen is like a tier or two below him. That is what I said.
after Kyler Murray, right?
Yes.
after Aaron Rodgers too, right? And
After
Patrick Mahomes and guys like that, right?
I mean, I
Josh
don't know
Allen
who
is also a dual
you
threat.
consider dual threat quarterbacks. I'm
Josh
thinking of
Allen is
pure
a
dual
dual
threat.
threat.
So I
I
don't think
think
of Aaron
Josh-
Rodgers as a dual threat.
Josh Allen.
Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, maybe Josh Allen. I guess you could put Jalen Hurts on that list.
Real
I'm just saying,
quick,
there's
PC.
some dual threat quarterbacks out there.
Real quick,
Yeah.
PC.
Yeah, no, there obviously are.
Let's just say this year, the Eagles managed to win themselves a playoff game. If Jalen Hurts wins a playoff game, then maybe you can say great value Lamar because that's important.
I think he
Maybe you
graduates
can
from
say
that if he wins a playoff game. If he
if
wins
he
a
wins,
playoff game and
if he
Lamar
wins a
doesn't,
playoff game, then you can't really
if
argue
he
that
wins a
he
playoff
was
game, if
But are
Jalen
we?
Hurts
But
wins a playoff game this week and Lamar
can
doesn't, then
he?
I think he graduates
So
from the
he.
great
So
value.
wait. So he doesn't need. So he doesn't need to win an MVP, or he doesn't need to have a 13-win season or nothing like that. This is
I'm
what
not
Lamar
saying
did.
I'm not listen. I'm not
That's fine.
saying they're not going. I'm not saying they're going to be on the same tier if that actually happens. I didn't say that. Okay, I didn't say that. All I said is that Jalen deserves to have a little bit more respect put on his name. If he does win a playoff game and Lamar doesn't this upcoming season, he graduates from that great value take that I keep bringing out. Okay,
He can't
I
be
think
a
a great
great
value.
value. He can't be great value of elite quarterback till he wins a playoff game.
That is my hot take for this week, though. Had to get a real nice scorcher in there to end the